Welcome to the beam where curiosity meets conversations, taking us a step further into the future we desire. I'm Sinas Nathaniel, and today we delve into the dynamic intersections of issues, from gaming and the evolving landscape of opportunities for Nigerian youths. In a world where technology shapes our interactions and aspirations, these topics emerge as pivotal points of discussions, reflecting both the perils and the promises of the digital age. Firstly, gaming stands as not just a recreational activity anymore, but as a burgeoning industry with vast economic potentials. Nigerian youths, fueled by passion and skilled, are navigating this realm, exploring avenues for both personal growth and financial gain. Helping us to navigate this whole water of gaming and the potential for which it has for the Nigerian youth is none other than Ayeri Victor, who is known as Calamanja. Calamanja is a digital content expert, popularly known, in the scene for gaming. He's titled as the biggest gaming content creator in Nigeria, with multiple awards, both on the local and international scene. I will be shocked if it's not even in Africa. Calamanja, you're welcome.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here with you.
All right. Having looked at some of the things you have done, you moved all the way from the US, if I'm not mistaken, down back to Nigeria for a while, right?
Yes, I did.
And then the question is, you came here and you really wanted to just do content, and you went into gaming.
Well, pretty much. It had to do with me changing schools. Something happened, so I had to change school. And at first, it was a huge letdown because America, Nigeria, we all know. But then I found opportunities to experience education, first of all, on a different level. I think kind of like the micro hardships that comes with schooling in Nigeria actually helped to shaping me into the man that I am today, firstly. And then content creating kind of like came as a result of me understanding that there's a possibility that I could change my already existing passion for gaming into something more fruitful and something that would probably leave a mark in history in Africa.
That's crazy to say, because you were just very young and you were already thinking about the leaving a mark, the policy thing. So let me ask you now, how big is the gaming industry in Nigeria so far? We know in the West, in America and all the way, there's so many gamers everywhere.
Yeah.
How big is that gaming industry here today?
Well, currently, personally, I'd say it's getting pretty big. Let's not lie, it's kind of like started roughly 3 years ago. And it's at its baby stage. But then, given the fact that it's moving at a breakneck pace, we're having, in just 2 to 3 years, we're having already established esports communities in Nigeria. The states in Nigeria, like Lagos, for instance, are already treating esports as an actual sport in Nigeria. So, first of all, it's not only that it's getting big, though it's at its baby stage, but it's getting big quick. And then we have the passion that's moving with creativity. So, like, all that working interwoven with each other is giving gaming an avenue to thrive, really thrive, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole.
So for some people, they'll be asking, what are these esports centers you talk about, esports hubs? What do they really hold? Okay,
first of all, esports pretty much is professional gaming on a competitive level. Okay, so putting that into perspective, there are a lot of pretty much esports organizations already set up in Nigeria. The biggest being Gamer Africa, for instance, being the biggest gaming infrastructure in Nigeria and in Africa. And every year, pretty much, they have these events, okay, where they fly in different esports athletes from all around Africa. It's really big in Lagos, all around Africa. They call it Gamer X. And then we see young, aspiring gamers and esport athletes come and compete with each other for huge prize pools. Like, people are actually taking this as a very strong career path. And esports is not a joking matter. I think since 2020, on a global level, we're seeing esports, we're looking at the revenue generated from esports is bigger than the music and movie industry combined. This is what...
Say that again. That's huge. Say that again.
Okay. The gaming industry... okay, it's not just esports. Gaming industry is its revenue every year is bigger than the movie and the music industry combined on a global level.
Wow.
That's how much gaming is. And it's no surprise, like I said, that it's moving at a breakneck pace. It's something that a lot of people choose career paths for a lot of reasons. And if you're not able to make money off something you really love doing, then you would not work a day in your life. Pretty much that's it.
I feel you. So let's come again to that transition. You started off as a gamer. You made your mark as a gamer and all that. In fact, let's start from there. Which of the games did you make your mark first as?
I made my mark first. There's this FPS mobile game called Call of Duty Mobile.
Oh, the Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah, pretty much I started up as being a competitive player. So I've been a competitive player, and it was going well, but I kind of figured out that there are ways I could actually make videos of these gameplays and then not just make them, integrate a lot of creative ideas into them to make them such a mouth-watering and very pleasant sight to behold. That even people who aren't game enthusiasts, they can watch it and kind of relate to it.
I feel you.
Even if it's not on a gaming level. So
you're bringing in storytelling, those.
I have brought stuff from storytelling to the craziest things like Nigerian praise and worship. It's really crazy what you can do with video games. There are people who use Call of Duty Mobile, for instance. They use it to create dramas. Like actually they write scripts and they act these dramas with. And there are people who do different kinds of, should I call it trick shots with these games, impressive feats, people that play competitively, they stream this online and everything. So it's a whole community. And then speaking of like a whole community, in about 3 years, the gaming community, the Call of Duty Mobile gaming community alone on TikTok, for instance, the demographic, we're looking at 12,000 Nigerians already in just TikTok from one community. There are other communities like the PUBG community, the Free Fire community, the Mortal Kombat community. It's like all these are interweaving themselves with each other to create such a big industry. That's why I said it's moving and
at a very fast pace. Yeah. So let's come to finances before I take you back to the Nigerianizing of it, like making it Nigerian, making it's not just what the West is doing, right? Let's come to what does it take? I mean, and if you can give us some step-by-step processes from moving from just being a gamer to real content creation. What do you require for the young people who are following you and watching? What do you require to make it that big as a content creator when it comes to gaming?
Okay, so firstly, I think I'd say three things. You require three things. You do not particularly need a fancy setup, I did not start up with a fancy setup or a very expensive gear. First of all, you need to understand that as much as you have mentors and you have people you look up to in the gaming scene, originality is a very key factor. You can take inspiration from these people, but then make it your own thing. And I think you pretty much thrive. The gaming community is such a community that's built that allows everyone to fly. There is space enough for everyone to fly. Also, you should have a creative mindset. A creator's mindset, in the sense that there's going to be a lot of positives and a lot of negatives from being a gaming content creator. There are people who drop not so pleasant remarks on your content and everything. And if you let that be your point of concentration, you're going to fall back. You're going to fall back huge. And lastly, if you're going to now talk about finances, the finance aspect, I think there are 4 major ways you can make money as a gamer or in the gaming industry. In the gaming industry, pretty much we're looking at, first of all, esports.
All right,
okay?
Esports.
Okay, so esports, we're looking at esports athletes. They are signed by organizations, okay? They put these people on salary. These people, they play different competitions on a professional level, and then they are paid for that. There are also huge prize pools, very huge prize pools, ranging from thousands to millions of naira here in Nigeria and also outside Nigeria. And then they make money from this. Also, we have people who do live streaming, okay? So on apps like TikTok and YouTube, Twitch is not very common in Nigeria, but Twitch also, you can, if you're able, let's say you're able to average 40,000 viewers per day, you're most likely to have at least $15 to $20 to $25 per day. And that's like, what, 20,000 naira every day. That's a reasonable source of income.
To make
yes,
in a day.
In a day. So esports, live stream, then content creating, classic content creating, okay? So it has the passive and the active aspects to it. Like what I do, classic gaming content creating, you could decide to make videos and post them on YouTube. Okay, YouTube is monetized. Sadly, TikTok isn't monetized in Nigeria yet. But you could decide to make these videos, and then you get money from how much views you get from these gaming videos. On YouTube. Also, there's the passive side of it. You could get, like, there are a lot of gamers right now that have sponsorship deals from different brands and different companies, helping them make promotional content and integrating it with gaming content. It's a very crazy dynamic, if I'm making any sense. Also, in the gaming industry, you could also delve into game developing.
Game development, okay.
Okay, like there are studios. There are studios in Nigeria already. For instance, there is the Gamer Studios. Okay, that's already in launch, and they are looking for people who have the computer skill, technical, and also technical know-how to develop games. Okay, and also there have been a lot of games actually. If you look at it, there have been a lot of indigenous games.
All right.
Okay, here in Nigeria, but I'd say like a lot of these games are not as popular because a lot of the developers, are trying to copy the West. Okay, they're making FPS games that looks like Call of Duty. They're making this kind of 2D fighting games that looks like Mortal Kombat and everything. But if you really look at it, the most popular, off my head, if I'm really to think about the most popular Nigerian-made game is Aki and Popo Epic Run. And why? It's because it has this local theme to it.
The vibe.
Exactly. It's something a Nigerian person can really relate to. And that's why it's been... On Softonic, it has a rating of 9 out of 10.
Wow.
From Nigeria.
That's huge.
From Nigeria.
That's huge.
On Google Play is rating of 4.5/5 from Nigeria. Okay, we have another popular game like Mosquito Smash, Okada Rider. So like these games are really coming in. So like a year, 2 years ago, and they're really coming in and they're flooding the gaming market, especially in Africa. So yeah, pretty much. I think that those are the 4 ways you could pretty much make money from gaming, if I'm not being mistaken.
I think that's interesting. We would have to delve into the Nigerian side a little more.
Problem.
Just in 1 minute, just before we take a break now. We're going to be looking at the negative aspect of things per se. Many parents are afraid, addiction to gaming, how some kids would practically drop out of school just to game. What would be the balance for you?
So this is a very tricky one because personally, I came from a household that is pretty much strict on education. Okay, my mom did not spare any expense on my education. For instance, I got into school when I was like 15 years old and I have 2 degrees now. That's the kind of mother I have. But then imagine the kind of courage you'd have to someone to tell your mom that, okay, mom, yes, I studied accounting and I studied media and communication, but I want to be a gamer, especially in Nigeria, in Africa. So first of all, we had a very stern lecture, and the fact that she actually knows the kind of son she has, and then she believed very much that, okay, he is able to like balance things. Okay, I've always lived by timetables all my life. Okay, I'm not saying everyone should, but that's the way I do my things and everything. Discipline. Okay, it all boils down to discipline. And for a fact, if you're going to be a Nigerian youth looking for a future in gaming, you need to understand that there are certain prerequisites. Okay, if you're going to be big, first of all, education. A lot of people are now saying that it's supposed to be an underlooked phenomenon like education. You don't really need to be. You actually do. There are a lot of, for instance, a lot of companies I've worked with that before they even want to hear what I have to offer as a creative gaming content creator, like,
what did you study?
What did you study? Okay, like proof that you're educated, proof that you know what you're actually doing. That's one. And then as regards addiction pretty much it all boils down to how disciplined you are as a human being. Okay, usually there are things you could put in place to actually discipline and curb the addiction of gaming.
All right, I'm going to hold you there because we're going to come back and you tell us how to really break that chain of addiction and the break. All right, we'll be taking a short break now, and when we return, we'll be looking at the, more opportunities in gaming and how to really, like we said, break that addiction when it comes to gaming and other fears that people have about gaming, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. We'll be right back. Stay with us.